Okay, this is my review of Richard Corben's Children of Fire, 3-issue limited series put out in 1987 and 88 by Fantagor Press. There's three stories in each book. The first is the first of three installments of Children of Fire, and the last two are just a sort of backup stories. And I'll go through the backup stories after doing the main 3-issue story arc. Basically sets up where they're on an island and it's occupied by a wizard and his henchmen, and they're paranoid because he's got this very, very valuable entity. And there's pirates that also want to get a hold of that too. So these guys showed up on the other side of the island, and there's the ship, and are ready to make their plan to take out this guy. But all of a sudden, out of the sky come out these flaming, scorching fire from the sky. Some land in the water. Some make it to shore. Zomuk is the henchman. Takes a nibble. And if you haven't guessed by now, those are people, babies, in this pod, because this was from a story elsewhere that I'll get to eventually, that there's a queen mother termite type of mother, and she had a whole entire colony. And so anyways, that blew up and landed here, and the sharks are having a great time. They're nibbling away. People are in escape pods. These are part of the colony. This one's a warrior named Mal and Kill, and they both have different roles in the colony. She's basically bred and designed to be a warrior, guard, protector of all the babies. And she's going to get eaten by a shark, but escapes by a friendly little narwhal guy. And they make it to the shore. And this guy thinks he has some plans with her. Pulls out a knife, eh? I sense danger. And anyways, Corben says, see the note at the beginning of the issue, or inside cover, sorry, about the language used here. This guy is thinking that he can make some moves on her, 6'4", well-built, warrior, and she snaps his hand. There's the knife, and basically crumbles him up like, don't mess with Zohan, pretzel. And there's them talking. Just get the general gist. So this episode is almost wrapping up. The one pirate that didn't get his ass handed to him, he walked up close and rang a gong to try to get into the citadel. And the henchman decides, oh yeah, sure, we'll let you in. Come on in here and we'll talk. Just jump in this basket. They have a trap. And these guys have thought of everything. These aren't idiots, And dude ends up in a prison. But he's like, hey, maybe there's a way out. What's this light over here? Okay, there's backup story. Number 2. So the guy's captured, trying to talk to a cook through the bars here. She's the cook. He's the wizard, captured her, right, and basically has her enslaved down here to cook for him. And Zomuk. So he tries to talk her out, but she won't have anything of that. He's back in his cell. He's frustrated. Let me out of here. That drop might have killed me, you toad. I demand to see your master at once. So, okay, you can see my master. And Zomuk tricks him into thinking that he wants to betray the master and he needs his help, just so he'll let his guard down. And leads him way up the citadel in the middle of the night. Look at the cold, dark. Where's, on the beach, I guess Mal and Cal are just sitting there during the night. Yeah, that's them the whole time, waiting for dawn. Studying the place. They probably just stood there, studying it and hearing it and listening to the sounds and seeing the guy get the pirate his head 4 times against the stone wall after punching Zomuk in the face full strength, and doesn't even faze him. Yeah, that's a cool scene. And kills him, throws him out the window. Oh, fish food. Alrighty. Getting to the end of this one soon. She needs to get in there, see what's going on. They got eggs in there probably or some way. And she just starts doing her thing. He can't make it. He's not strong enough and can't jump and lands in the water, but he comes back up. Ends up meeting the cook, who those two plan to leave. So she scales the wall. Right, Olympic level gymnast. Probably probably mossy and damp, so that it would be extremely slippery. Never thought of that until I just, trying to do this review. Yeah, you read the stories in different levels. So she gets in, but the old man, the wizard, sees her and tries to make his plan. Side interlude of the pirate, wondering what's going on. You know, he's a mug on that guy. Okay, so the cook and Kill. That's the guy's name, Kill. But he somehow gets through to her. He explains to her how he's going to have to get off the island. You, me, go. Okay. Alrighty. So they escape, and the fire started to spread from where it initially landed to the citadel. And the wizard says, we got to get out of here. There's more people coming. Zomuk, do your thing. And she comes into the room and ready to do her thing. And Zomuk looks, this 4-panel sequence is just breathtaking. These are her babies that she was sworn to protect, and he's chewing on one. When he sees that she's enraged, he laughs at her. That's it for issue 2. Number 3. Part 3 of 3. The fight is on. Meanwhile, Kill and the cook are leaving, getting out of there. The island is going to burn. It's over. So these two are having a fight. Wish I could play this really detailed motion, but I'll try to, give the summaries. That she kicks him, probably sends him flying 8 feet in the air backwards. Like, any person in the world would be down and out from something like that if you were kicked, I think. 90% of the world. But these two are just superhuman. He lifts him up, and lifts her up, Mal, and throws her like 8 feet, 10 feet against a wall. But she's not out either. Meanwhile, these two are having a gay old time, picking up food along the way, while she's fighting for her life. He grabbed a pole. So whack, whack, whack. Blood dripping off the pole. So is she out? We shall see. He goes to grab the last egg for a snack, and he can't reach it. Meanwhile, the wizard's getting ready to leave. That's awesome. Look at that. How it jumps from just this stark fight scene to just, you got this mood, just this glowing stone, just controlling people. And those two fighting is starting to go down. The island's starting to really shake and rumble roar. That's a nice shot, Richard. And this fight, she's got him in a pretty heavy-duty choke barrier, but she looks like she's exhausted. He swings his arm back. She dodges it, punches him right in the face. Now, remember, the pirate's punch just kind of ticked his chin, right? And he just laughed. This one drives her fist. Oh, my God. Dodges that. Elbows to heads. Crack. Something broke there, too. His brain. Yeah, this lizard has never had this much of beating in his life. Final kick to the throat. And kicks him through the window. Oh no, one more. Another kick. And a finally grabbing of the hands, pull forward, headbutt, back of head to face. He is down and out. Old man, ready to leave in a boat. Where can I go? Wait, the pirate's boat is on the far shore. So he's got planned something. These two find a boat. That was the pirate's boat, by the way, and take off. She throws Zamak through the window, and he's stuck. And she grabs the last egg, ties it around herself, and does this. Seconds to spare. She just runs at him, and boom, kicks him, sends him flying, and then she takes her dive in. Everybody escapes. Turns out a big old whale decided to finish off the island. The Leviathan. And that's it. We are now... Everybody getting off island. There's the two in the boat. Finds the wizard. Okay. And this scene is phenomenal. They lift him up into the boat. And she's telling him, we should just kill him. Don't pull him out. He kept me as a slave. And he's saying blah, 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 blah. Yes, save. But as they pull him up, the stone, save it. No. Splook. And there he is the whole time, like hours and hours later. He's like, it's gone, it's gone. No. So he protected all the way and it's in the bottom. You'll see what happens to it at the bottom. of the ocean. And here's her. She's got the pirate's boat. Probably killed the pirate. Who knows? Snuck up on him. And there's Omek, and she brings them up, and those two are sitting on this boat. What to eat now? Egg to eat now? Don't hit. Backup stories. Let's go through some real quick. An old one. This is from 1972. So 15 years earlier, one of the earliest Corben stories I've ever read. It was a really great post-apocalyptic chaos, you know, riots and gangs. These guys are out searching for food, but the post-apocalyptic nuclear waste has giant evil cats. At the beginning, they find a litter of cats. They have to fight giant wasps, giant freaking rats, just to get food every day. These guys are the scouts, right? Here's a giant rat. So this guy named Christian and his friend, who got scratched by a cat, they go back to the compound, the household, and there's the gang leader, and they want to know what they brought the box, and it was a litter of kittens. And they asked Christian to do the chores tonight, so he's basically got to carve up and serve all these kittens, but he takes the box instead and takes off. So these two guys have a fight. They're out in the field, and the one guy's, you know, standing there. Christian basically grabs the gun off the leader and gets out of there, and he's let go. The old man says, or the leader says, he won't survive out there. So there's the epilogue, and the epilogue is him. Christian has been observing this camp for years, and they start out growing. They just didn't want to quit, like the wasps and the rats, I guess. We get along fine, the cats and me, and one of these days we're going to show Luther just what became of Christian and his kittens. We'll show him good. And there's a kitten that's the size of like a female lion. Or, I don't know, any cat experts can tell me how big those would end up getting. These are going to be like 15 foot tall at the shoulder cats that he's, you know, his allies. Did I miss the first short story? No, that one just had one short story at the end. We'll go backwards. Number one will be Razor. There's a character Richard made. Or not Richard, Razor was written by a Star Armitage. And that's just a sort of a sword and sorcery, Clark Ashton Smith, you know, with a funny twist on it. Okay, won't get into the details of the story, but they're usually funny and, you know, involve nobody winning. Nobody really wins in Corben stories, and if they do, it's short-lived. And here's another story about a father. His daughter's kidnapped by a wizard, and he needs her virginity, to work a spell. So the father kidnaps this guy to go and spoil the plan of the wizard and the daughter by doing it with the daughter. And you don't say. And that plan sort of backfires completely all around. But good drawn, well drawn. Good pacing. Good action. Yep. Okay, so that was issue 2's. And finally, okay, this 13-minute video, wrapping it up. I'll try to keep it shorter, but I think this is a good pace of the video. Finally, Necromancer. It's a Razor story. Again, he's escorting a woman who actually, she's got a dowry or something, and the father hires this guy to waylay Razor, knocks him out, and takes this girl by gunpoint and takes off. It says, your old man will pay plenty to get you back. So it's a dowry. It says, these trinkets are the only dowry I have. And he's carrying her. He's being paid to guide her. So we don't really know exactly what's going on. But the father's hired this guy to take her back. So he does succeed and takes off. And here's Razor on their trail. Finds the guy and gives him a boot to the head, another backhand to the neck, and he's still standing because he and the girl were captured by a wizard. And this is the result of a ritual gone wrong. His head split open because when she was holding the sword, the wizard necromancer said, hold that sword over the goat, and when I nod my head, strike it. He nod head, I strike it. Classic Corben. And this is a quick story, Oteg. Another adventure about a man whose wife was sick, and he waited for her and defended her grave the whole 16 years before grave robbers killed him, and he ended up finally being with his woman at the end. So that is my 3-issue time capsule journey into a typical I guess I should have an era named for these different eras of Corben's work, because this is mid-'80s period when I first started getting into him. In fact, Richard Corben was the first comic book. Den #1 was the one that I started on to start my Corben collection. And this was an after story, side story sort of thing. I'll get into detail another time of Children of Fire. Hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.